Hello everyone, welcome back to Network Exploit and I am Paspati Bania. Today we will talk about IPv4 subnetting, and as we already know about the subnetting, each IP classes is equipped with its own default subnet marks which bounds that IP class to have a prefixed number of networks and prefixed number of hosts per network. Classful IP address does not provide any flexibility of having less number of hosts per network or more networks per IP class. CIDR, as well also known as classless interdomain routing, provides the flexibility of drawing bits of host part of the IP address and using them as a network in network. Okay, that's called subnet. By using subnetting, one single class A IP address can be used to a similar subnetwork which provides better network management capabilities. And we will also talking about the different classes of subnet, and there are class A subnets, class B subnets and class C subnets. And let's take more detail about the class A subnets. In a class A, only the first octet is used as a network identifier, as the rest of 3 octets are used to be assigned to host. Is that 1677.214 host per network. To make more subnet in class a bit from host part are borrowed and the subnet marks is changed accordingly. Here we can take as an example that if one MSB most significance bit is borrowed from a host bit of second octet and added to a network address, it creates two subnets, which is 2 power 1 is equal to 2 and 2 power 1 which is n is the on network bit, and which is also known as on bit. 2 power 1 is equal to 2, which is 2 power 32 minus 2. 2 power 32 means off bit or the host bit. Okay, and we have to network ID and the broadcast ID, and the 2 power 23 and minus 2 will be the 83.88.606 hosts per subnet. The subnet marks is changed accordingly to reflect subnetting. As you can see the below a list of possible combination of class A subnets, there is a network bits, subnet marks, bit borrowed, subnet and host subnet. If there is 8 bit on, then the subnet will be 255.0.0.0 and the bit borrowed will be 0 and the subnet will be 1 and the total number of hosts per subnet will be the 16777214. If there is 9 bit on, okay, if network bit is 9 and subnet marks will be the 225.128.0.0 and the borrowed bit will be 1 and the subnet that will be 2 and the host per subnet will be 83.88.606. As we can see, if the increment network bit will increase by 1, 8, 9, 10, as the subnet marks will be changing according to the network bit, and if there is a as we can calculate the subnet and the host per subnet. Okay, this is the list of the class A subnets. In case of subnetting 2, the very first and the last IP address of every subnet is used for subnet network and subnet broadcast IP address respectively. Because these two IP addresses can be assigned to a host, subnetting can be implemented using more than 30 bit in a network bit, which provides less than 2 hosts per subnet. Okay, and in class B subnet, by default using class full network, 14 bit are used as a network bit providing 2 power 14, which will be the 1638 for networks, and the 2 power 16 minus 2 will be the 65534 host. In class B IP address can be subnetted the same way as a class A address by borrowing bit from the host bit. Below is the given possible combination of the class B subnetting. As we also noted that there is a network bit, subnet marks, bit borrowed, subnet and the host per subnet. If there is a 16 network bit and the subnet marks will be the 255.255.0.0 and the bit borrowed will be the 0, as subnet will be 0, 2 power so there is a subnet, there can't be divided subnet because all the bit are full, so the host will be the host or the subnet will be the 65534. If there is a network 17 network bits, and the subnet max will be the 255.255.128.0, and the bit borrowed will be the 1, and the subnet, if the bit borrowed is the 1 2 power 1, will be the 2 network, and the remaining host we have to calculate 2 power host on bit or host id minus 1, which will give the result of 32766. Here host bit is also known as off bit, or the network bit is also known as on bit. Okay. In class C subnets, class C IP address are normally assigned to a very small size network because it can only have 254 hosts in a network. Given below is a list of all possible combination of subnetted class C IP address, and as we can see in the below image, there is a network bit, subnet max, bit borrowed, subnet, and the host or the subnet. If there is 24 bit in bit is on, network bit is 24, and there is subnet max respective to the network bit will be the 255.255.255.0, and the bit borrowed will be the 0. Network subnetwork will be the 1, and the host per subnet will be the 254, as well as the number bit. If the number bit is 25, and the subnet max will be the 255.255.255.128, and the bit borrowed is 1, and the subnet will be the 2, and the host per subnet will be the 126. As we can calculate the subnet max of the remaining classes of subnet. If we have come to the last of this video, guys. If we have any questions or the queries which is related to the IPv4 subnetting, feel free to reach me on the social media or YouTube in the comment section, so we can interact with each other and solve the query that related to the IPv4 subnetting. Let me remind you, we have talked about the IPv4 subnetting. In IPv4 subnetting, we have talked about the class A subnets, and class B subnets, and class C subnets. And the next video we are going to talk about the VLSM, variable length subnet maxing. Till have a good time, guys. Enjoy.